all of this stuff exists at some level. And I'm sorry about that. And so I'm a member of VOMA, but mainly it's a loose association of various agencies. Let me show you an example of an agency. Let's see. There's a VORP in... oh yeah, here's one, Shalom Works. Okay, so Shalom Works, okay, you can see here, this is a victim offender reconciliation program, and let's see if, you can see that it's a nonprofit, and what they do is they put victims and offenders together to complete the reconciliation. So there's already a are you seeing this website?
I'm seeing the website on my Skype. It looks like the broadcast on my loopback is running about 2-3 minutes slow. So I think.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, they'll see this. Okay.
Or the rest of the viewers will pick it up in a couple minutes.
So okay,
they might
very
start
good.
flooding us with questions. So
these things, so these things exist. Okay, the thing is that they don't necessarily all work together as an anti-state organization. The Shalom is outside of the state. But they work as a diversion program, and so there's an existing mediative context. When the victim and offender come together, the offender has already been sentenced to maybe some probation, and so then the mediation takes place, and they do restitution on top of that. So so what I'm working on right now is the mediation casebook work is to really show all of these cases and what these cases usually look like, so that we can get a sense of how are these types of existing institutions that can be bent to new ends or moved into a direction that is anti-state. So do we have any questions that have come up? Let's see. He asked how many non-governmental mediation businesses. Yeah, so they're not typically... The other thing I would point out, these are not typically businesses. These are nonprofits. Most mediation that takes place, if you go to the American Arbitration Association website and you order their books and so forth, I have these things. Let's see. I think I actually have it right here. Let me switch my video real quick. Let's see. I want to do stop sharing and then go to video somehow. Let's see. Video. Okay. So give me just a second here. Okay, right. So here is a real big book, right? This is by the American Arbitration Association, and it's their handbook on mediation.
You hit them over the head with that.
Okay, these institutions exist, and the thing about the American Arbitration Association is that they work in a largely legal context. When you do arbitration, you fall under certain state guidelines, and you have to do arbitration within certain legal boundaries. Mediation, as it's practiced by the American Arbitration Association members, is typically done by lawyers who, for instance, will mediate a marriage dispute, and then if the dispute is going south and they can't resolve through mediation, the mediator will switch roles and will do arbitration there on the spot. This is more and more common, to do mediation arbitration in one full swoop. And there are critics of this approach because the mediator then, I won't go into all the critiques of this, but it's interesting. The thing is a lot of these things are out there. As anarchists, what we really need to do is we need to reach out, understand what these institutions are, and how we can build on this knowledge base to evolve institutions in an anti-state direction. So it's a challenge for the entrepreneur, but I think subscription control and restitution is one of the most important things to establish, to achieve.
Like the idea if non-anarchists are stumbling towards these solutions rather than ideologues like us saying this is the way we think it should be and we're going to run out ahead of the market and construct it. I think it's almost more proof that we're right, that people that believe differently gravitate towards these as successful ways of dealing with each other, even without the benefit of the theory.
Right. There is one more thing. You're seeing my website here, right?
Yeah, I've got it up.
Okay. One more thing I wanted to point out that's on my website is this paper right here called The Role of Subscription-Based Patrol and Restitution in the Future of Liberty. What a mouthful that is, right? This was finally published in 2009 at Libertarian Papers, which is the successor publication to the Journal of Libertarian Studies. And I guess I will mention that it also won the Alfred Prize last year. So I at least have some reason to say that it's actually a pretty good paper, which I co-authored with Patrick Tinsley, who's an incredible libertarian scholar in his own right. And probably why the paper is so good. But this particular paper, what I attempted to do was, I've got this outline that I've shown on the screen now, you can see. I try to make the case why subscription patrol and restitution is so important and how it can really create a lot of institutions for us, because when we do subscription patrol and restitution, what you do is you create a demand for within criminal justice for non-state patrol. You create a demand for, and therefore you create the demand for curricula under criminal justice that are skewed toward this business model. Whenever a business model emerges, university institutions try to adapt and create curricula to supply employees for those business models. I'm a good example, right? I'm a chemical engineer. Well, chemical engineering didn't really exist as a degree in the university system until the 1920s. And it's not that chemical engineering as a profession didn't exist. You had mechanical engineers going in, and they would mix their knowledge of chemistry and their knowledge of mechanical engineering. And so this degree program emerged to meet this demand for a specialized type of mechanical engineer that also had a bunch of chemistry background. And by the same token, we would expect that by putting together a business like this, you create this derived demand for criminal justice students, which then creates a derived demand for the professors who can teach it. And then you also create this demand for the mediators. And the mediators have degrees, typically in psychology or social work. And then you create demand for the adjudicators, which would typically have a degree in law. And all of these people feeding into this non-state system would then start to attract people who are sympathetic to it, but also study it. So it really creates this whole structure of production that I think is essential for the type of institutions that are robust and are broad-based. So that's my commercial for that paper.
Okay, well, we're getting close to the end of the hour. You want to just give a plug for your website again?
So the website. Yeah, I put it on the chat, but let me put it up one more time. This is I don't have anything like gilguillory.org. It's just a Google page. I guess I should.
The Google search.
There you go. I just put it into the chat window. That's my that's my website right there. And this presentation that I just did, I'll put up on the website. And you're going to do a YouTube capture on this, right? So I can link to that as well.
That's right. That's right.
Isn't that right?
For those that are in the audience, I've seen the question go by also. These are getting pushed out to YouTube soon after they finish. I've got the first two presentations. I'm going to do a little bit of logging into YouTube and stitching the morning's presentation together as a playlist. And then I'll be sending that out for those that are time zone challenged.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on, Mark. And I encourage anybody to contact me with questions or if they want to get involved with the work I'm doing.
Okay. I certainly enjoyed it, and it's exciting research, and I look forward to talking to you later on in the day as we do our roundtables.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Take care.
Okay, bye.